Okay, what's going on, everybody? This is Ben Moscow from Real Ones, bringing you Season 2, Episode 10, featuring SAIAH, artist from Pittsburgh originally, but now you stay out in Phoenix, correct?
Yes, I stay out in Arizona.
Yeah, that's fire. I mean, I've heard of a few artists out there, but I'd love to just hear what your thoughts are just on the scene in general.
The scene out here is pretty dope. We got a lot of OGs. Like when I was coming up, there was a lot of people like Jalopy Bungus. I go way back actually. Like back in IE, like when they were IE and everything. Like they had Shrubhead, Dice, all them, and that was like North Phoenix, little vibe there. And I used to like really just like love them, and I was just like, yo, this is dope. I could do this one day. And I found like other artists like my friend Lizette Dennis. She's really talented. And like a bunch of my friends in my friend group are just very talented artists. It's like they helped me see what a scene was, and like I like to say like there's a broad spectrum, spectrum to the scene here in Arizona. We got a lot of cool bands out here like Glixen. We got Fear of Making Out. We got a bunch of just cool bands. Like I can go on, and like we got a bunch of cool artists out here that are doing a thing. Like Emmett Dupree's coming up right now. Like pretty dope. I loved Emmett. I remember one time I was crying with that bro in the studio one time after a session, and he was like, "Bro, we're gonna make it one day." And now he's doing his thing. So it's like really cool to see a lot of people in the scene like you looked up to at one point, like do what they said to you that they were gonna do. Like it really motivates you.
Yeah. That's awesome. Is Alameda based out there? Did I make that up?
Oh yeah, Alameda. Alameda is so dope. Yeah, I can't believe I forgot it. Alameda, but yeah, Alameda.
Oh no, all good.
Arizona's been a beautiful place. I'm ready to move to LA though. So.
Yeah. You think that's the next step for you?
Honestly, yeah. Like I'm currently in a move to LA right now. Like I was just like getting my life together, and now I'm working on my album and stuff. So I'm just like trying to like actually like make that shit pristine. So I've been working with a lot of big time producers out in LA, and I feel like it'd be best for me to go move there and like finish it out there, and then see where I go next after that. So
Yeah, definitely. So all of the work up to date, like Raceway, the Wisdom of Insecurity, was last year, and that was like a 7-tracker. But are you still working up to like the debut album? Would you say?
Yes, I'm still working on my debut. I don't think my debut album is gonna come out until it's gonna be like debut, like it's gonna be like when it's needed, the perfect time for it.
Yeah.
Right now I'm just getting my footing, like I'm just keep walking, like I'm trying to learn how to become a better musician, like I'm trying to learn my confidence as a musician. So I feel like for me to do my debut album, I want to be able to be extremely confident, like playing these instruments that are even on every song that I made. So that's what my goal is right now, is just like to keep working on becoming a better musician before the debut comes out. Because Raceway is just like, I love the album a lot. It's not an album actually, my bad. It's not an album.
Right, the project,
it's only 5 songs, but there's like 2 transitions, so it makes it 7 tracks. And so Spotify was like, oh, it's an album. But
classic.
But yeah, I'm really excited just to learn more about life and to continue to working on this journey, because like that's all we got.
Yeah. Do you feel like that helps your writing process when you kind of take a step back and experience, life and all that?
Yes and no, because it kind of makes me go through this thing where I'm just like, the artist thing where you're just like, is this even what I'm supposed to be doing? Like, or like just like going through like that back and forth, and I don't know, just like it's always been like a thing that I've been working on, aka imposter syndrome, trying to get past that.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm gonna get there. I have the confidence.
Yeah, no, that's good.
It just takes a little bit of time.
Of course, and divine timing, right? Like, shit'll manifest for you, when it's ready. I suppose is what I hear from a lot of people. But when you talk about like the live instruments, right? Are you wanting to like for this project, right, to have like all live instruments being played in the studio and like put those onto the records and stuff? And is that a departure from what you've been doing in the past?
Yes. Well, not really, because we've always done live instruments. Like, it's always been, like, a thing. But, like, I want to be able to play them myself at the same time. Like, I want to be able to learn these instruments that are being played around me and, like, be around as much instruments as possible so I can learn as much as possible, you know, like, and I find that really cool because it's like I don't need to know the instrument fully, but like at least I know how to play it a little bit, you know, like at least I know how to do something on it, you know, and that's like what I mean by I want to be able to just like have it as one, like I can remember and like I don't know, just like that's my goal, like to like eventually, because right now like we're like getting tracks done in a way of just like me and one other producer. Like I've been working with Jack Colby a lot lately, Nate Campany. We made a really really good song. It's called Faceless, and I'm really excited for that one. Like my friend Ella came on it with the guitar and she went crazy. It was so beautiful. And like I'm just excited, bro. Like, a lot of the new songs are just really exciting, and it's like really just like '90s alternative, like the Lenny Kravitz, like the like Foo Fighters like type era, like that was like real, that was music back then. And like we're just like I feel like we're bringing it back, and like even the Mean Girls soundtrack. So
yeah, when it comes to categorizing, right, the type of music you make, you know, I see these influences from skating and stuff that you had grown up with. You like categorize yourself, right, as a punk artist. I guess when you were younger, you know, and first started to like make, you know, punk, rock, rap sounding type of stuff, you know, where'd that all come from?
I'm not gonna front. When I got first exposed to punk, it was like Sleeping with Sirens, like pop punk, like that sound. Like I'm not gonna front. I grew up like listening to like a lot of Sleeping with Sirens, like Blink-182. Like my sister would just like play a lot of just a lot of stuff off of MTV. When I found Betty Davis, which is a Pittsburgh native, she makes that punk music. Like I listened to her whole album. I was just like, yo, like she's crazy. Like back in the day, just going crazy. And she would play the guitar too. It made me actually find love in that style of music and feel okay with loving it. Me being a black artist, it's been really hard to be like put in these spaces because like a lot of times it's just like they look at you and there's like, oh, you're just trying to do this, you're a rapper, this and this and that. I've done so many shows where like the owner of the venue would walk up to me and was like, I like your music, like I like when you started rapping here. And then I'm like, no bro, I don't see myself as a rapper at all, you know, like I like to be an artist, like I do everything like Slash, like all these like just like very just punk looking like black Afro people. Like I just love them, and just like finding about Betty Davis was really cool because she's like from Pittsburgh, and I was like, yo, this is dope. And like no one really knew who Betty Davis was. Like I went to her Spotify, she had like 80K monthly listeners, and like she was like making hits back in the 90s, 80s, you know. So it's like that's a huge thing that I realize is also monthly listeners don't mean a thing.
Oh, well, yeah, right. There's so much more, especially for, you know, artists that were making shit like back in the day. You know, it's like not really where, because all of that shit was sold on CD right at first. Like that's what was really tracking sales. You grew up in Pittsburgh, so is that where you kind of find out about her from like local sources?
I actually found out about her recently when I went back to Pittsburgh, because so I grew up in Pittsburgh until I was like, I would say 8, and then I moved to Ohio, and I lived in Ohio for a couple years, and then I moved to Arizona. So I was like in Arizona most of my life. Like Pittsburgh was like the young side of my life. Ohio was like, okay, we're about to hit middle school, and then like I was in middle school throughout most of my AZ years. So like I really didn't know much about Pittsburgh, like leaving, you know. So like recently I just went back and I met a lot of cool people in the art scene out there, and they were telling me about the artists, like the legends out there. Like even like my cousin's dad like was like a huge jazz player in Pittsburgh. Like they would like play at shows, spots and stuff like that. And like they like somebody like started playing this song, and it was like it's called "They Say I'm Different." And I was listening to it and I was just like, yo, this is crazy, because she just starts singing. She's like, they say I'm different, but I'm a piece of sugar cane, and it's like so beautiful, bro. And like I found out about it like 2021, and I just like really wanted to get into that like aspect of just like that grungy guitar, like that grungy feel more, like, you know, like I don't know like how to explain it, but it's just like it just seems like she just like the way she's talking. It just feels like she's like in the trap. Like it's weird. It's a lot of weird things the way my brain works when it comes to music.
Yeah.
But yeah, I found her like from a homie recently out there, and that's when I was like, this is cool, because like I had to go back to see my roots. Like my whole family still lives in Pittsburgh, so I was like, I need to go back to see where like my family's from and like what's going on out there.
Somebody else that's kind of like in a similar lane, right, is Tom the Mailman, and you of course, you know, you had that record Cheater, which is like that's how I first found out about you. That one is just, oh my goodness, super angsty song that I, you know, definitely played a lot. But how did the two of you get connected?
Tom actually pulled up to Overcast actually to shoot the Come Over video or some video. I was actually one of the clones in the video. Like I'm one of the Tom clones.
Oh, wow.
And that's how we met. And then like that whole entire day we had like this standing long joke where like, you know the Spider-Man meme where it's just like, we're just like pointing at each other. We were doing that the whole night. And I don't really like doing features that much unless I really fuck with somebody.
Yeah.
And, like, I fucked with Tom heavy, bro. Like, I was like, this kid's dope. I made Cheater, like, 6 months before he hopped on it. Like, I had that song just in the vault. And I was just like, could not do a second verse. Like, we were just leaving it like that. We were just vibing with it and just moving on from it. And I really liked that song. I have felt, like, so good about it because I liked the chorus so much. And I was like, okay, this song needs to come out. But I didn't want to do a second verse because I hate doing second verses. So I hit up Tom and I was just like, yo, are you down to hop on this? And he was like, yeah, I'm down. And he was like, I was like, for sure. It took him like, how long did it take Tom to send back the feature, Lena?
Long
Maybe even longer.
Long ass time, okay.
It was a long ass time. That song was like a year and a half in the making. That's how most of my music is. Like any song that comes out is like usually made a year ago or a year and a half ago. Like I never drop anything. Like if I made it that year. And I'm trying to change that with this next project. I'm not gonna lie. Like this next project, I'm trying to like make a project this summer and drop it this winter. I've been huge on just like taking my time and like doing the best I can with the art. So like I wasn't really tripping how long it took for that to be made. Like I was happy he sent a verse back and it sounded super cool.
But you have this first festival appearance coming up.
Oh yeah,
in October out in LA. So are you excited? Was that like a really cool milestone to check off for you?
Bro. That was like, I was so happy because like they told me I was going to be on the festival like months ago, but it wasn't like officialized with the flyer and everything. And then they sent the flyer a couple weeks ago, like probably a month ago now. And when I seen the flyer, bro, I was outside of Sprouts and I did a jump in a spin. I was like, yo, my name is on the flyer, bro, right under Beach Fossils.
Yeah.
I wasn't like expecting that moment to feel that good because like, I don't know, a lot of moments before like have been felt really dull, and it was a cool moment to like actually finally feel, because I've been going through a lot of life stuff and learning life, so like finally being appreciative of my accomplishments was really dope. And if that's like the biggest thing that I was like excited about is that like, wow, I did this, now let's get to work because it's the first festival and I gotta go crazy. So but yeah, that was really dope. It was really cool. Especially, I don't know, Beach Fossils really helped with the Raceway, too. Like,
damn, for real?
Like, listening to a lot of their songs. Like, yeah, listen to a lot of their songs. That's how Laszlo was made. Like, I was listening to a lot of Beach Fossils then. Like, and it's just really cool. That's just, I don't know, that's really cool. Like, a lot of shit just happens like that where you're just like, oh, yeah, I was just literally just inspired by you on this project. Now I'm doing a festival with you. And now you hit me up, and then they hit me up, and they're like, yo, let's hang out after the show. And I'm just like, what? So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, that's sick. Did you tour with Guardin last fall? Is that right?
Yeah, like last fall was RIZ La Vie, and then spring was Guardin. But Guardin was my favorite tour ever. RIZ La Vie was a very long tour. I don't know. It was only like 12 dates, right? 10 dates? It was only 10 dates, 10 I guess.
10 shows, 12 days.
10 shows, 12 days. But like, I don't know. Tour is like,
but
what?
10 shows, 12 days is crazy.
Tour is really cool. Tour is, I don't, like, at first, like, I was tired all the time. But like, I'm a solo artist and like, I have my band with me. So it was like really cool to just be with my friends. And like, we were all delusional at the same time. Like, we would go to like perform the show and like barely have showered and like But we would still look cool. We would still look cool, but like we was definitely like taking 10-minute showers in the green rooms.
Yeah, nah, you really get to the destination. You got like probably a couple hours to get started if you're especially if you're driving everywhere then for sure. Tour is a very exciting prospect. I'm looking through your IG right now, and I'm seeing this hat with this fuzzy hat with the horns on the sides.
Oh yeah.
Is that like a statement fashion piece of yours?
My boy TJ Riley, actually my stylist, my boy TJ Riley actually fitted that fit. TJ Riley and Elier. We were just trying to look cool. Honestly, there was no really statement with it. We were just trying to be cool. But a lot of people was like, when that song was coming out, people were like a few of old friends that I don't fuck with no more. They were like, I don't like that. I don't like this. This looks devilish. Out of this and this and that. And I was just like, bro, we're just trying to look cool, bro. I don't even fuck with the devil all like that. Like, chill out. like a black bull is an actual animal, bro.
Oh
chill
yeah,
out.
right.
And
Yeah,
then,
sort of more bull horns. Than, yeah, anything. That's
yeah, and like
interesting thing to get
just,
pressed about. I don't know.
But the cool thing about that though is like one of my friends was there and we were just chilling after the shoot. I think it was after the shoot. It was after the shoot. They were just chilling here and we had a candle and like for some reason like we knocked over the candle, right? And the candle fell on the floor and then the candle like splattered and the candle wax on the floor looked like the bull horns. And like me and my friend looked at each other and then like it's a sign. Like we gotta actually figure out what this means. And when I first like did my research, like I have a lot of Egyptian tattoos on me and stuff like that. So like and also like a lot of my family has been like very close to Egyptian culture and stuff like that. So basically I searched it up and people at first it said Osiris. Of course Osiris is the god of death. Like basically, like he not really god of death, but he's just a guy out there in the streets, you know. But that's not the interpretation that I wanted it to be because I was just like, nah, because this is my art. I can do whatever I want. And basically, there was another interpretation where you can like use it as, and it's also in the same culture. It's used as it means peace and tranquility. The black bull means peace and tranquility, and like what like in that scene in the video, actually, I look very peaceful in front of a fucking locust. You know, like like I'm vibing, like I'm mad peaceful. Like all my worries are gone. Like at this point, and that's what that meant. You know, at the end of the day, that's what that meant to me. Is like, okay, I'm peaceful now. I don't need to worry about the stuff that happened in the past anymore. I can move on.
Yeah. There was sort of and there was this just other. Just stop talking about social media after this. But there was this one, post. It was like the end of May. And if please just let me know if we can totally skip this question. But it was you like opened up about this car accident you had been in. And how it was like a kind of a perspective shifting moment for you.
Yeah, bro, I got T-boned. That shit's terrifying. I don't like to think about it though, but like it was terrifying, and like I got that car like a month prior to that, so like that was like a huge like life, just like just like things. It humbles you, just like lets you know that like just like that 1 second, you never know. Yeah. That's when like the universe put me through a lot of just like figuring out my traumas and like my life, and like trying to get myself back on this course because I have a lot of guardian angels that are like just like always on my head and you be like, yo, get your shit together. I was only sore for a bit afterwards, but it was scary because the car like got hit and then like we spun around like this. And I was like, oh, because I had a little Fiat, bro. Small little sports Fiat. So,
probably, that's not going to be the car that like wins the battle if the two are gonna crash. But I know what you're saying. Yeah. Damn. I'm really glad you're okay. I had a similar moment like my senior year of high school. Probably 4 or 5 years ago. So when I saw that, it like definitely resonated with me where I was taking on a lot of responsibility. And I fell asleep at the wheel. Like on my way back from I was a track runner actually. I was at track practice. And I know you had done that too. Yeah. But this was, I just had these long ass days, it was like day full of classes, right? I was at this prep school. It was the hardest work ever. would go to track practice for like 2 hours afterwards, and then I'd be driving, 30 minutes there and back to like from where my place was to school. And one day it was just like I just lost all focus, and I crashed into this guardrail and like swerved into like the opposite lane of traffic, and I was like, no car was coming the other direction, but it definitely could have been a different story, like if it had just been a few seconds after. So when I saw that, I was like, that was also a moment for me too, where I was like, I need to figure out that I can't have every single one of these things on my plate, like sort of helped me kind of take a step back. I think, for you, it's almost been like a nothing is guaranteed moment. So, you might as well just kind of go full throttle with it.
That's like kind of what I'm doing. Like right now, I'm just like, I'm currently trying to pack my apartment, but like, you ever just procrastinate?
Do I ever procrastinate? Yes, all the time.
Yeah, you ever just procrastinate and you're like, I don't want to leave this place yet because it's like, it feels like the memories weren't fulfilled yet.
Dang, that's interesting.
But I need to go, like I need to go. Like, I need to go to LA and like finish my album and do all this stuff. But you know how hard it is to find an apartment in LA. So it's like,
I was trying to find one in Chicago. That was hard enough.
Facts. It just feels like a liminal space out here in these streets. Yeah. But it's beautiful when we get to the other edge of the tunnel.
What kind of unfulfilled memories are coming to mind?
I don't know. I feel like I'm only saying that as like a cop out to like keep my mind in this place. Because I've done so much here. Like, I've literally, like, came up because of this place. And then just, like, there's a lot of people here that, like, are my best friends. And I know they will come visit me in LA. But, like, I don't know. I just gonna miss my friends. I think that's honestly what it is. We came from the bottom out here, bro. Like, I literally, like... There was a comment on the 5 Minutes with Dawn video that said, is this how rich kids spend their parents' money now? And I'm like, bro, I used to live homeless in a hotel in 2018 with that dude. So I'm just like, I came from the bottom, bro. Like, I still am coming up, but like, people can't forget that, like, I live in a hotel. I'm originally born and raised in Wilkinsburg, Pennsylvania. Like, I don't know. And it's like, I went on a tangent.
No, people are never going to know the full story, right? Like, it's...
Yeah, numbers don't know the full story, but I just feel like there's so much more experiences to feel somewhere else now, like LA or anywhere. But I'm just gonna miss my friends here because, like, I did come from the bottom here. Like, I wouldn't have signed a huge deal, like without my homies, like without Pat playing guitar every day and me hearing that shit and just like just singing alone in my room with melodies and stuff, like just like. I don't know, just like the small things, like being around all artists and stuff like that all the time. Like, if I didn't have that and to see that how much that inspired me, like I wouldn't be in a situation. And that's like why I'm kind of sad right now because it's like I want it. Like, you ever just want to just like take everybody with you, but you like can't. And that's what like I'm gonna take them with me regardless, But like in this current moment, I'm going by myself to LA, like to finish my album. But I just like, I don't know. I can't wait to fulfill that emotion that I have for them, how much I miss them and how much I want to see them all succeed.
What we've been asking a lot of people recently is like to name a real one in their life, which is for you. I feel like it connects back to basically just shout some people out that were like foundational at the beginning of your journeys. Yeah.
Bro, like literally the people that are like in my music nowadays, like Misfit has my best friend Avery on it. Like, I'm excited. I'm actually excited to start off with this. First off, I want to shout out my dad. He's a real one. Like, low key, like when I first started making music, I went to my dad's crib because my stepdad kicked me out, and he wouldn't let me make music. Like, he was like, "You're not allowed to make music in here. This is not a recording studio." Blah blah blah. Fuck that nigga. On God. So I went back and I started chilling with my dad, and he let me do whatever I want. Like, as long as I wasn't being lazy, he let me do whatever I want. He let me make music every single day, and that's what I did for 8 months straight. And one day I asked my dad, I was like, "You think I'm gonna make it in music?" He was just like, he looked at me and said, "Nah, you ain't got the drive to make it yet." And I was like, "What you mean?" He's like, "You don't go outside." And I was just like,
it's more than just making the music.
So as soon as he said that to me, I was like, word, I think I'm good enough to make music, but like I think I'm good enough to make music by myself. Now I need to go outside and make friends. and like do that stuff part of making music journey and like doing all that. So he's a real one. Number one, like if he never told me that, I would have never like left the room. I would have probably went crazy in my room. I probably would have still popped off a little bit, but I probably would have went crazy in my room alone. I was born in Wilkinsburg, Pennsylvania, and like there's a lot of people, there's a lot of gangs out there, and like I'm not gonna front. Like, yeah, I used to hang out with some niggas in gangs, but like at the same time, like I make pop punk, I make punk music, I make alternative rock, and like these niggas is making drill music, listening to Lil Bibby and shit. Like, there's a difference, but like I was able to rock with him though, you know, but like I would still stay inside because a lot of shit was going down.
And that kind of continued beyond
that
beyond
type of
when you were
shit.
in
Avery, I went to Avery in high school, and she's still in my life. Skateson, shouts out Justice, bro. Like I don't know that like anybody in this world like that has came into my life like that shows true justice, true like gentle, like true love, like there's true peace. It's been that nigga. Like Justice has been like one of my favorite people in the whole world. Next to Pat, of course. Like Pat's the same way, but like Justice is like you ever just like talk to a nigga and you just cry like for hours. And he don't cry. He don't cry, but he's just there like patting your back like, yo, I'm here, like type shit. Justice has been that for me.
Real rock shit.
And like yeah, real rock shit. Like real love shit. And he's always been dope as fuck. Shouts out to him. Those are the day ones for real. Like, shouts out even Ali. Shouts out all these people I'm naming right now. Like, Jalopy Bungus. Like, I'm not going to front. As I, like, got into the scene, like, a lot of this people in the scene became, like, family for real. Like, they just became homies. Like, these still my homies to this day. And, like, we going to eat together until the end of times, you know? Like, that's my goal, you know? And I want to see these niggas when I'm older, you feel me? Like, that's how it started, bro. We were drinking boodles and having garage band sessions.
You say boodles?
You know? Like, yeah, we was drinking gin boodles.
I'm not hip.
That was, like, my first ever experience with alcohol, bro. Terrible. No. I was, like, 20 years old drinking boodles, bro, and ginger ale, bro. And, like, we would walk around because after we got out the hotel, we got this, like, house with, like, some kids, like, that were low-key racist, but at the same time, we were just, like, living our best life because we didn't give a fuck about nothing, bro. So we would, like, throw a party, like, every other day, and then just be us, just, like, the music that we made never came out. But it was, like, always just super fun that we made it, you know? Like, we never really, like, looked at music as something we needed to gain from. We just made it. We just made music, you know? We just made love. And not like that. Feel like... what I mean.
I picked it up. I got you. Anything else you'd like to add? I'm like not fully sure when this is gonna drop, but of course the song Radio FM drops August 12th. Today's the 11th, right? So that drops in like about 6 hours, maybe 7.
Yeah. I should probably post about it. It's like kind of a build up. It's kind of cool how the style of everything sounds because it's like it builds into this sound where it's like it's toddler me. And then it slowly grows up, and I'm I'm basically like playing stadiums after that. You know, like it's what it feels like. It's like because that's like how my friend like explained it to me. Like they were like, you know, the music that you were making back in the day like was really good, but like now you're making stadium shit. And I was like, all right, that's what I needed to hear.
That's about as affirming as you can get.
Facts.
SAIAH, thank you so much for coming on the show. It was really a pleasure to have you. You know, wishing you the best of luck in your move to LA whenever, you know, that final day does come where you make the leap. Love chatting with you and looking forward to what's coming next for you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ben.